an affair, what usually happens, guys? What usually happens? The reality is that, again, like I said, this is a betrayal, right? Your system is going to receive a shock. There's no, unless it's not, unless there's some kind of open marriage or something going on, something like that, something weird, right? If you're a normal person and it's a betrayal, if it's defined as a betrayal, meaning you subscribe to something, you agree to something, and one person has stepped out and does something otherwise, you're going to get a shock into your system. It's going to be a shock. All right, you're not going to know what to do. This is normal. This is a normal response to that. All right, but if care is not taken, this is going to destroy not just the other person. The betrayer is going to destroy everything in its path. Okay, now there was a point when our marriage looked completely over. Our own marriage, you can get that full story inside of the book. Get my marriage back. All right, and she had checked out, right? And my first instinct was to convince her, defend her. Now, there was a point where I checked out. Her first instinct is overreact and just be all over the place and then double down on everything that felt wrong at the time. We respond differently. Shock, right? So how everybody respond is different. You understand? So eventually, for my own side, I realized that every emotional reaction was costing me my power. Like, never mind the marriage, forget the marriage. It was costing me everything that I had. As I was losing myself, I was losing control of myself, right? So I didn't disappear to punish her. That's not what I did, right? Some people, that's what they might do. It's a way for them to cope, right? Instead, I found a way to compartmentalize certain things and stuff like that. What she would call it eventually, she called it the silence is golden. We have a whole chapter in that in the book. Silence is golden is a very dangerous thing. It's a double-edged sword. It's not an absolute solution to anything, right? So I've been through what I'm telling you, right? Trust me, I've been through it. After the shock, what typically happens to people, right? So obviously they start to panic. How they show panic on the surface will vary from people to people. So I'm going to put panic right there on the board, right? Panic, right? Some people will outrightly have a panic attack. Like, you can see them shaking, and and some people will just start begging. Some people will say, I never knew, and they just start saying things that they can't take back. They start cursing each other out, right? I never knew that you came into my life to come and destroy me. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a cheat, right? They start doing all those things. Now, if the person actually committed adultery, right, it makes sense that they're going to be called a cheat. Then it makes all kind of sense. But the issue here is that what's at stake when you're doing all of that? What's at stake? It's a question that needs to be asked, no matter how hard it is, right? No matter how hard it is, you need to ask that question, right? We have a client that discovered that her husband was involved with another woman, and the betrayal was devastating. Devastated, like completely destroyed her, as you can imagine, right? Every conversation became about the affair, right? They still had children to take care of. They have a life. Their life was intertwined, 12 years deep. Every day became, unfortunately, right, and investigation, right? An investigation. And what I usually hear is that they just needed to know, right? They start investigation, they start spying and bugging each other's phone and cars and stuff like that. Every interaction became a trial. Everything he said was basically run through the test. Yet she didn't leave, she stayed. Right? So, but effectively, the marriage became a trap, as you can imagine, right? And that this is why some people say that's kind of dangerous. Why would you want to live with a person that you're afraid of, or they're afraid of you? But you probably don't understand how deep this goes. That's why you're saying that. The marriage became a trap, not because the affair didn't matter, right? That's not the reason, right? Of course, it mattered deeply that somebody would betray you, right? But to what end? What is the objective of this conversation? That's really where we're trying to get to, right? Because the objective should help you make a decision. You stay, you leave. I wish it was that simple. You and I wish it was that simple, right? Now, she couldn't control the past. What had happened, right? What had happened was it had happened, right? The problem is that neither person knew how to move beyond that emotional trauma, or that emotional, did I say shock earlier on? Yeah, that emotional earthquake. They didn't know how to navigate that. And what I find is that most people in this kind of situation, they don't know how to navigate that. Right now, if you find yourself in the same with a serial cheater, a person who is not remorseful about cheating, it wouldn't really matter. They probably wanted you to find out anyway. There's some people like that, and there's some people that can be remorseful at the same time, still want you to find out because they're confused themselves as well. Right? It's a confusing state. But most people that are outside of this, that don't understand how this works, they usually interpret this as a matter of morals, like you shouldn't do it, it is wrong, it is evil. All of that, you're right. Okay? Because if it wasn't evil, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You're just not telling us anything new, though.
Well, you're right.
All right, you're just not telling us anything new. So if somebody was in that situation and they came to you, you couldn't really help them outside of just make it worse for them by telling them what they already know. Yeah, that's how difficult all of this is. Okay. Anyway, after the panic, what happens? Right? People try to control. They try to take control of the situation. Yeah, I could put that. Control. What do I mean by control exactly? What do we mean by control? The idea of control here is not self-control. Usually it's not self-control. If it was self-control, it'd be perfect, right? It's usually a situation where the person who got cheated on is now trying to put measures in place to control another adult. Rightfully so, because they feel betrayed and they feel like, hey, instead of me being in the situation where I don't know what's about to happen to my life, I don't know what their best move is, I need to take control of my life, but effectively they end up losing control. This is something that, again, people that don't have the experience, they might struggle to understand. When you attempt to control another human being, what does that lead to, guys? It leads to resistance. It's going to get worse. It only gets worse. All right. Now, resistance, I wish it showed up as, don't try to control me, right? I wish it led to that, but actually, it doesn't always show up that way. Because remember, we're talking about another human being here. We're talking about humans, right? Ultimately, they always look for human beings will look for their autonomy, their agency, to be in control of their own life. So if whatever you call a marriage feels like a trap, if it doesn't feel like freedom, they're ultimately always going to run for hiding. They're going to look for comfort in all the wrong, even if it's in the wrong places. They're going to look for comfort in the wrong places. All the while, if you've been ever cheated on, you're thinking, wait, the audacity, they cheated, right? They cheated. This is where some people will bring in a premature solution and say, hey, but they need to be accountable. You're right. You're right. But it still needs to be their own idea.
Well, you're right.
And honestly, Why would you want someone that cheated on you to stay with you if they're not remorseful? If they haven't changed? Think about that for a second. That makes me want to ask you, do you like